All right, welcome everybody to the Lucky to Be Here podcast. All right, this is going to be my first episode here in about a 10-part series that I'm going to be recording here in regards to, kind of globalization as a lifestyle. And then obviously this first episode is titled Globalization as a Lifestyle. It's going to be like a good introduction to what the rest of the podcast is going to be about. All right, let's go ahead and dive right into it. All right, we'll go ahead and start by, kind of exploring the fascinating world of globalization and how it's permeated every aspect of our lives. From career opportunities to cultural experiences, personal growth, and dating, globalization touches us in ways we may not even realize. So let's go ahead and jump in. Currently, I actually live here in Tampa Bay, Florida. I work as a vice president of program management for a Department of Defense company. I'm a college professor. I'm also the author of a newly released book titled Lucky to Be Here. I also own a Knowledge Commerce LLC. I'm a Army veteran sergeant. Served about 5.5 years. Earned the Purple Heart and OIF one in Baghdad, Iraq. I've also worked and lived in countries in the Middle East, in countries like in Doha, Qatar, Dubai, UAE, Kuwait City, Kuwait. Also worked in combat zones like in Bagram, Afghanistan. Also in Baghdad, Iraq. I've also done work projects in Europe, such in places like Frankfurt, Germany, Stuttgart, Amsterdam, Netherlands, Rome, Italy. And I've also worked and done projects. I've worked in Hawaii for 2 years before I actually moved to Tampa, and I did work projects in Singapore, Philippines, and all, excuse me, all throughout Asia. All right, and to include several states in the United States. So essentially for the past 20 years, I actually haven't lived until I got to Florida here in 2016. Haven't lived in one place for more than 2 years over the last 20 years. Pretty much, built my career internationally, working either, in the military or as a DoD contractor supporting the military. Right. And just to say, in general, it's just been an amazing journey, of exploration, self-discovery, fine dining, traveling the world, going on vacation, things like that, doing great work projects in international locations. And, for the most part, I'm just here to talk about that. So let's go ahead and dive into it. All right, just in general, defining globalization, first things first, what exactly do we mean by globalization? At its core, globalization refers to the increasing interconnectedness of our world through trade, technology, culture, and communications. But globalization is more than just a buzzword. It's a way of life that shapes our experiences, careers, and relationships. In essence, globalization allows us to transcend geographical boundaries. We can work, live, and thrive in different parts of the world while staying connected to our roots. It opens up a plethora of opportunities that were previously unimaginable. And I would even argue that even more so today than ever before, have we've kind of migrated to more of a globalized lifestyle. You know, I think that most people tended to, maybe you hung out in or lived in your city, and maybe you kind of regionally is where you kind of, did most of your dating and got most of your services and did most of your vacationing. But I think things are kind of opening up a little bit. I think last year was and to include this year, the most passports that were ever requested. I think the State Department reported that in the history. I can't remember the exact number.